Heard you a snitch, nigga be quiet cause you could get bitch. I keep a chopper, it's loaded. Hop with the rose, got my name on the curtain. Fucking your thought and I do that for certain. And I stay clean like detergent. Popping on Xannies and popping on Perk. Burn up on me, you get cooked like a turkey. I just want this bitch inside of Billy. I'm open no roof, got stars up on the roof. So my freedom.
Hello everyone, and welcome to What If Izuku Midori was Cinderblock, our 200 sub special. Why did I do a double upload today? Oh, well, it's simple. I got bored. But anyway, more importantly, when it comes down to this one, Inko is not even involved. So that's good. Good, because Izuku's life in this one kind of fucked up. Now, he is the bastard child of Cementos, and kind of got the same treatment that, well, Plasma's Deku got, to be honest. But he ended up in the bad part, in like the bad neighborhood. So, yeah, he came out looking like this. In like the most literal sense, he was the actual fucking shape of a cinder block. Like, she thought that he would have a rock-based quirk or something similar to hers. But, like, she didn't expect this. She didn't expect a baby around a foot tall. Like, already. No one would expect that. No one. And Izuku having the weight of an actual fucking cinder block, kinda. Homie's made out of rocks. He doesn't have a heartbeat. He doesn't have anything. They just know that this happened. She just puts him up for adoption almost immediately. To be honest, she just needed to get rid of the kid. That was it. So, in this one, I'm gonna tweak Homeboy's abilities too. Don't worry. I'm gonna throw my own little flair into it. Oh god, I'm sorry. Headache. But, yeah. So, he has basically Cementos' ability in this one, plus the bullshit powers of Cinderblock already. Because legit, Cinderblock is stone through and through. He is concrete. There is no flesh. There is nothing. He is concrete. And when he goes to the orphanage, he already has the red eyes. So people immediately think, okay, this is kind of fucking creepy. There's a rock with red eyes staring at me. So, turns out, from what I could tell, he doesn't need to eat because he's, actually stone. Manufactured. And it's fucking weird, dude. It's awkward. But I like it. But, people call him Bricks because his mother didn't fucking name him. No one really did. Like, people just call him Brick, and that's it. So, like, that's Izuku's name in this. Like, basically, like, on his certificate, it is Brick. So, it's strange. And he could use his abilities basically off rip. Like, his complete and utter fucking, like, manipulation of concrete. Yeah, no, he has that shit in spades. So, like, one day, I'm gonna say, we're just gonna skip forward. Izuku did not have a good life. I'm not gonna go into detail, but people fucked with him a lot. And Izuku was kinda stupid. He was smart enough to coast by, but he wasn't intelligent. Like, he wasn't high up there on the brain spectrum. But what he did have in spades was, like, he was extremely strong at age 1. Right? Like, he never really talked. But when he did, like, I was like, I forgot he could do that. But, yeah. Brick here, or this version of Izuku, is not smart. I mean, he isn't dumb, but he's not too smart either. He's average, which is a significant upgrade to fucking cinderblock. I at least need him to, like, know how to read and basic problem solving. That's it. That's all I need. Oh, fuck. But, yeah, no. Since he doesn't eat, they don't really care. Because, like, they know somehow he could talk. They don't know how. He can't feel pain. He is just the epitome of fuck around and find out. Because someone decided to try to get physical with him. I'm gonna say it was... This was when he was like 3. So he was like 3 feet tall. Well, it's like he grew a foot every year, which was strange. Like, no one knew how, but he was growing. He was sure as shit growing. That, and like, he had clothes, but like, they were expensive. Like, getting Izuku clothes was expensive. When Izuku turns 10, he's 10 feet tall. Right? Izuku didn't even hit his scary-ass growth spurt. He's bigger than fucking All Might. Like, they had to make renovations for Izuku because he's, like, heavy as hell. Like, one of his limbs only weighs, weighs 100 pounds. So, without his torso and head, he would be 400 pounds. His torso weighs about 200 pounds. And, I'm gonna say, hey, the way that Cinderblock's head is, like, so blocky, I'm gonna say it's, like, 98 pounds. You know what? Nah, lower, like 60, now that I think about it. Yeah. But regardless, Izuku is big, and they're like trying to get him transferred to somewhere where some like people could take care of him because he's only 10. And like people are afraid of him. Like, and that fucks with the kid, honestly. It fucks with his outlook. Kinda. It depends. So like when like people do go out, he can't fit in cars. Like, I need to find a full fucking body shot of him. Give me 1 minute. Well, I couldn't find any like good pictures that I'm willing to actually like put on here. So well, I guess I can delete this. It's done uploading. So but yeah. Izuku in this one kinda like they do transfer him to a place that can take care of Izuku. But like after he goes like 12 feet tall, he stops growing. Right? He just stops. It's like he grows to a certain height and then just stops. Just like that. Just done. Which they are happy about because he is like this close from fucking skidding his head on the roof. But yeah. When like Izuku's like 14, he has the basic understanding. But first, let's turn the clock back a significant portion. When Izuku's like in school, right? I'm not gonna put him in the same school as Katsuki. I don't think he would really like be able to fit in that room. So like when it comes down to it, he's just kinda fucked over and he has to like do some other stuff. He's basically doing online classes because they can't have him on the premises for some fucking reason. Like, they just can't. It's not big enough. Sorry for the slight pause. But, yeah, no, it's just not big enough. Like, the school premise is just not, like, physically tall enough to hold him there. So, like, in all reality, Izuku is just kind of fucked because of his size. Alright, so, like, he's taller than All Might. Like, he had multiple quirk tests done, and, like, all of them have been weird as fuck. Because when he was, like, I want to say 4, they already had, like, his quirk on file, but they have to, like, do checkups and shit. Yeah, no, like, his strength dramatically increased. I'm talking, he could very easily shake a car to, I could throw that bitch damn near to the ocean. Like, his strength got really fucking just up there. Well, not to the ocean. My apologies. Like, 2 city blocks. That shit's far. Izuku's speed, yeah, sure, it isn't much, which is somewhat of a downside of his mutation. But in all reality, he just doesn't really have anything else. Like, Izuku does have a very small amount of friends. From, like, childhood. Like, 2 people that he knows. and like he's just like, man, being this strong and big sucks. Like, in all reality, people like they don't know what to do with him. Because like when he becomes 14, he basically does what Plasmus did. He goes to get a fucking job. Now, when that happens, like, Izuku can't ride in cars. So, like, he has to basically walk places. And he gets stairs. Granted, like, there are a lot weirder quirks, but his take the cake when it comes to just weird shit that you could come across. So ever since he was 14, yes, UA is going to be a college in this one. He was basically doing heavy lifting. He basically took the job of the fucking forklift. So he ended up negotiating a pay raise and some other stuff. But all in reality, Izuku just kinda did his own thing. Now, when it comes down to like Izuku being like possibly mugged, that shit never happens because no one's that stupid. Tell me with a straight face that, like, yeah, sure, I have lasers. I have no idea what the fuck he's made out of. So guess what? I'm gonna leave him the fuck alone. Like that's basically what happens. And Izuku does come across, like, people fucking around on his, like, in the general vicinity of the little spot that he's hanging out at. And he beats the dog shit out of them. Like, small, like, little fucking gangs that pop up. It's either they step down or he throws them through buildings. Like, not literally, but he fucks them up pretty bad. Because Izuku doesn't know what the word restraint means. Literally. But, yeah, no. He doesn't know what that word means at all. Like, not in the fucking slightest. He knows what the word restrain means, not restraint. He just assumed that it was a version of, like, being bound or something, or being in a headlock or something. So he's like, okay. So, in all reality, Izuku's not the best linguist, but he's good enough to go along. But after high school, which surprisingly enough to everyone around him, he finishes it early. Why? Simple. He asked for more homework than everyone in the class. Basically over email. Teacher says, how much? He just put all of it. He just kind of just like, I'm gonna say like 2 months, like 2, maybe 3 months before the end of school, he just got it all done. And he, like, almost immediately sent his application to UA. Wait, he has a 2-month training period jump on everybody else, and I mean everybody. Because no one really, well, some of the, like, what the fuck was it? I'm having a terrible time thinking today. One moment. It's the support course. You don't understand how long that took me. That took me like 5 minutes. And I hated it. But, yeah. Only really the support course, some of the support course students, like, got through with it early. So, yeah. Izuku kind of just, like, tells the people in the orphanage he's not in the orphanage anymore. Well, actually, no. He would kind of be... You know what? I'm going to take a page out of 12's book real fast. Nothing too deep, but like something good enough that it'll work, right? Like renovations to a house because of your quirk comes out of a government expense. It's like a disability thing. It's cool. But, yeah. But, in all reality, like, Izuku doesn't even live in that house that the government made for him for, like, those 10 months. Well, sorry, 12 that he had. Ooh, shit. Good meme format. Anyway, old Arcadum. Fucking hell. But, yeah. Izuku, Izuku, also known as Brick. I'm gonna switch between Brick and Izuku from this. I'm letting you know that now. But, yeah, no, he just kind of like buys a couple bags of cement and like a cement mixer, goes out to the middle of the woods, like, and I mean bumblefuck middle of the woods, gets water from a river, puts it in the cement mixer, and just kind of makes himself a cement house. I'm not even kidding, because like he doesn't sleep either, from what I could tell. Specifically, I'm talking about cinderblock. Like, it's almost like he's a construct, but he isn't. It's weird. But, yeah, no, when it comes down to it, Izuku, like, makes a really weird looking house, right? Because he just gets it in his head, like, I want to do this. And he almost makes, like, on all 4 walls, just like almost cutouts of himself. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like 2 on each one of the 4 walls and 1 on each corner, holding up the flat, not flat, it would be the usual, like, triangle hut-esque roof that Izuku has going. But it actually looks like Izuku. It looks like cinderblock. He doesn't know why, but he just wanted to. And he was like, okay. Time to, like, get actually testing my abilities. So, Izuku goes and trains. Like, he does not stop at nighttime. He does not stop to eat, sleep, because he doesn't need to do it. So what he does is literally, like, train stuff that he's lacking in. You know, the fact that he's not quiet at all. So since, like, Izuku is always, in some sense, awake, he doesn't need to sleep, eat, or nothing, he gets a lot more training in. Like, he knows the full extent of his abilities, and the fact that, like, he doesn't really have stamina. And granted, he doesn't need cement on hand to do stuff, but it's just easier for him to do it that way. But the most interesting thing about Izuku, he realized one day when he was, climbing, like, he was climbing the side of a mountain. It was very high up. He didn't account for his weight on one of the rocks. Cracks and falls. And he falls far and hard, shattering. Which Izuku, for once, felt fear. And when his body shattered, it took him about 5 minutes. And he woke up, like, in his house. Like he was asleep, which was weird. And then he realized he's holding something. He looks up, he's holding up his roof. And he looks shocked. He looks around and sees, like, the versions of him that he made are still there, but he is one of the versions. Yep, I'm giving him the reform ability. So in all reality, Izuku is immortal. Yeah, that kind of fucking scary. But, yeah. So, when Izuku goes back, like, he's kind of shaken up at first, but he, like, calms himself down. And he realizes what he wants to do. And he's kind of really happy that he figured this out. Granted, it wasn't in a fun way at all. That shit scared the hell out of him, but that fucked with him a lot. So, Izuku goes back to his actual house to get his really fucking big uniform on. Dude, do you know how difficult it is to find a full body shot of this man? It's kind of a bitch, well, a good one to put on screen for y'all. Like, it's so hard. Like, the best ones that I could find, in my opinion, were kind of half-assed. So I didn't even, get them. Because I would feel forced if I did put them on screen. But, yeah, no, Izuku puts on his, uniform. And he doesn't really know why. But, hey, he doesn't really mind anything anymore. So, it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna put these on, I'm gonna go to the fucking entrance exam. I'm like, when he goes there, he gets so many fucking stares, dude. And I mean so many. it's kinda really like fuck. Because he's in a school uniform. And this is gonna be weird, but like Ida walks up to him and says, "Sir, why are you here?" And he just looks like Izuku looks down at Ida and he says, "What?" And it's like, "Why are you here? This is for high schoolers." And he said, "Yes." Well, actually, no, he wouldn't say high schoolers, but he would say, "This is for like college kids." Because he's mistaking him for fucking Cementos. I'm not even kidding. Ida's mistaking him for fucking Cementos. And he's like, "What? Who?" "My name's Brick." Looks at him, dead in the fucking face. I don't know. What? Why'd you walk up to me? And he's like, "You're Cementos, aren't you?" And he's like, "Cement who?" Just looks confused. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you not?" And he's like, "I don't know who you're talking about. My name's Brick. We should get inside before, And he's like, "Yeah, right, yeah." It's like, he's still fucking surprised. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a bigger chair than the rest, like, in that room, and he's still sitting next to Katsuki, even though he has never seen him before. He would remember seeing him. This fucking behemoth. So he sits down next to Katsuki, like, during the explanation, and, like, he feels the stares, and he's like, Yep, I should have expected this shit." Just like, yeah, this is gonna happen a lot, isn't it? Like, just kind of confused. Well, not confused. He's more like, well, this shit's happening. But, yeah. Izuku's just sitting there. Katsuki does, like, try to talk shit. And then Izuku, like, makes eye contact with him and gives him a grimace. Basically looks like this. And he just says, "Be quiet." And he turns away to face President Mike. Like, not even, like, Katsuki is like, he wants to say something, but there's like this thing in the back of the head, like his animal instinct that's telling him, nah, you're gonna kill yourself, no. Like, it's the basic fight or flight response that he is, like, struggling with. Because Izuku didn't give off killing intent, he just gave off the fucking air of, I could break you if I fucking blew on you. Don't test me. Like, and Katsuki, like, says, "Yeah, whatever, freak." Just being rude. Right? Ida does hear this and, like, kind of feel bad. And because this dude who he doesn't even know who the hell he is, right, is getting, like, stared at. He thought he was someone else. And, like, Izuku's, like, face it isn't resting bitch, but it's like, there's always like this twinge of like, not something sinister, but like nervousness. Right? Because Izuku's stone face as fuck, literally. Like, you could only tell what the fuck he's thinking with his eyes. And I mean like his pure red eyes, which is weird because no one like could tell when Izuku's like pissed off or frightened. He just thinks forever pissed. Like, tell me with a straight face, this face doesn't give off like the I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. I stepped in dog shit when I was walking my dog. I spilled my coffee on my dick as soon as I picked it up out of the fucking coffee machine. I am not in the mood today. Like, tell me with a straight face that, like, that face isn't like, I will either maim you or kill you. Choose. Like, this face is kind of intimidating because it's unwavering as fuck. And I'm gonna say, like, All Might's there, like, as Small Might. And I'm gonna say some other teachers are there because, like, they got the general description of this kid, right? And they know for a fact he's a kid. But he's bigger than fucking All Might. It looks like he could snap him in half. Like, All Might's like, holy shit. This is scary. Like, I don't want to fight this. Like, granted, I could probably, like, powder him, but, like, I don't know. It's just, like, in one of those fits of, like, I don't know what to do with him. And, like, people that are around him are just impressed. Right? Right? Like, people with, hold up. Like, strength enhancing. I'm gonna say that Mountain Lady is there, and she does notice him, and she's like, huh. This is either a really weird gigantification, or he's just that big. Like, no one knows. Truly. No one. That and, like, Izuku is just kind of like, I can't feel anything. And now, I'm going to expand on something. When I mean anything, I mean it literally. Anything. So, like, if Izuku was, like, being tortured for information, nothing would happen. He would just be waiting to reform his body, and that's it. It wouldn't hurt. It would just be kind of uncomfortable. Like, that's it. And even then, he doesn't know what the word fucking comfortable means. Like, truly, he understands the meaning, but he doesn't know what it feels like to be comfy. Right? Because, like, he doesn't have any, like, sensory nerve endings. Like, at all. Like I said, he's stone. He can't feel anything. Like pain, pleasure, nothing. Touch. Well, he can feel like how hot or cold something is. But that's besides the point. The thing is, Izuku is very, very, very fucking weird. And, I'm honestly, like, really into this. Like, I understand, like, hey, you need to slow down, but nah, I like this cinderblock one. I'm gonna go for about 10 more minutes. Probably longer, knowing me. Yeah, I'm gonna probably make it longer. So, yeah. Ooh. That was my fucking, ugh. I'm sorry, I just paused the video and I sneezed. That shit gave me a headache, but yeah. Whew. God damn. Anyway, what ended up happening was pretty interesting. When the actual tests were given out, Izuku, like, got in fairly, like, barely, like, just, like, good enough, but, like, it was like a 50-50 on if he was gonna get in the first damn place. Let's be real. But Izuku, like, actually studied for this, low-key. But, yeah, no. After he finished with the test, he stands up, goes into the locker room, and changes into his big-ass, like, tracksuit. I'm sorry, I just have to give him clothes. I have to imagine, like, eventually I'm gonna put him in a suit. Alright, but, yeah, Izuku is, in the middle of not a struggle, but, like, when he gets into, like, the concrete room, he, like, everyone straight up hears, oh, this is perfect. Like, and he just walks over to a wall, and without saying anything, and, like, before it even, like, goes off, like, the timer, he doesn't, like, go out into the place. Nah, he makes an exact copy of himself in the wall of the training ground, which people are looking at him like, what the fuck? Why did you do that? And he's like, it's a part of my quirk, calm down. And I need to do this in case of bad things, or I'll show up somewhere in the woods. And I don't want to flunk right now, so I'm gonna put this here. So, yeah. Ida did try to be on that fuck shit. Like I said. He didn't really want to, like... Izuku kind of just ignored him, to be honest. He said that and ignored him. Just kind of, like, tried walking away. And as, like, Ida grabbed him, Izuku just pulled him along, not giving a fuck. Like, he walks up, like, he doesn't walk up to the front, because he's not a dick. He's not about to lose, like, have people's chances be fucked up because of his big ass. No, he's a nice person. So, when the doors open and no one moves, he's like, all right then. And he just starts running out. giving a fuck. And like, as soon as Ida's about to say something, he's like, "What are you waiting for? Fucking go," says President Mike. And basically they all pour out. Now, Izuku in this is a fucking monster. He is able to take hits and then, like, bash the fuck out of them. It's, like, not even a competition. Izuku's bending concrete, just fucking making, like, small, little, like, almost, restraining... Well, to be honest, just covering them in concrete. Making them unable to move. Gaining capture. Just gaining a lot of robot points really quickly. So... he is just gaining a lot of, like, hero points as well, because he'd be, like, pushing people out of the way to take hits. Now, granted, he's starting to chip a lot with how much he's doing this. And people are like, "Are you okay?" It's like, "No, I'm fine." Fine. And, like, no one's caught on about what the fuck the, like, statue was for. So, like, when the 0-pointer happens, and, like, Uraraka's, like, trapped under concrete and rebar, he just starts running at the giant robot. As everyone else is running away. Izuku is slow. That's his downside. He uses his cement to make a small pillar so the foot doesn't fucking smash her. But he only has time to get her out of the rubble. So Izuku scoops her ass up, fucking football tosses her, having her slam into Ida, and then he gets crushed. Now, the test is immediately stopped. People are freaking the fuck out because, oh shit, someone died. Like, and they're trying to, like, figure out what happened in, like, in that 1 minute, like, time interval. The one, like, the Izuku in the starting location just kind of walked out, like, surprisingly quiet for his size. And he just said, "Oi!" and just, like, fucking screamed it. And everyone turns around, looks at them, and he's like, "That is why I made a second one. Because that happens an annoying amount of times." People are just shocked. People start asking, like, what happened? What, are you okay? He's like, "No, I'm fine. What happened? Simple. I got crushed." And he just walks away. And, like, everyone's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So, like, Izuku's walking home because he can't take the train. So he gets home kind of late. And he just kind of, like, watches late night television. Isn't for a day. And just kind of chills. I'm not gonna lie to you, he's just kind of chilling. He's not doing much. He's not freaking out about the test, because he's pretty sure if they don't let him in, like, I think technically I could sue them, but, like, Because technically Izuku got really fucked, like, this close from dying. Like, the fucking itty bitty bit, like, this close. And I will say that Izuku does have, like, more money. So he did, like, basically turn his basement into, like, you know that little army made out of terracotta soldiers in either Japan or China. I'm personally not a history buff when it comes to other countries, but he made a fuck ton of himself in his basement, just holding up the roof. Why? Simple. Because he basically lives in that basement. I'm not gonna lie to you. He doesn't use the upstairs for anything. And he just reinforces his house with concrete, like, all the time. And makes, you've guessed it, even more versions of himself. So, like, in the walls of Izuku's house, which, like, since the government basically gave him a plot of land and said, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it, Izuku has, like, very, 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 very thick walls that, like, it looks like a military building. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because Izuku even got, like, a bulkhead just to use as a front door. Like, why? Simple. Protection. But, yeah, no, in all reality, Izuku just kind of chilling. He has his own little, like, generator. He has fucking, not satellite dishes, what the fuck are they called? Solar panels on his roof. So in all technicality, he's, like, off the electricity grid. He also, like, did dig down a substantial portion and just kind of found, hey, there's, like, a pretty big, like, pond-esque thing down here. Neat. And basically, could survive without water. Granted, like, he does, like, have a jacuzzi. Why? Simple. The warmth thing, like, he is starting to realize, being warm is nice. So basically what he does is spend his time at his house in, like, a really big hot tub. And since, like, he doesn't need to breathe, and the warmth feels decent, it's like, know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna, like, get, like, really loud speakers, because there's no way in hell people are gonna hear me outside of my house. And, just kinda, you know, make a lot. And what do I mean by a lot? Like, just get a fuck ton of speakers and just have them around the room so we could hear it, like, underwater without it sounding too muffled. Nobody could hear this shit outside, but, like, Izuku could also use this as, like, hold up, wait a minute. But, yep, recording one, yeah, alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna explain this. Like, Izuku's house could probably survive a fucking explosion. Like, real talk, if, like, someone shot, let's say, a rocket launcher at Izuku's house, it wouldn't really do much. It has very thick walls, like thicker than most pillboxes in the military would have them. Like, that and Izuku kind of made his house like a bunker. So it goes underground a little bit. And in all reality, his house, like, that location is just fucking crazy. Like, it has very thick walls for a reason. And it has ways to get in and out of the center walls. Why, you may ask? Simple. Because they're filled to the fucking brim with, like, versions of Izuku. Like, cinder blocks. I'm not even fucking kidding. Izuku's gonna milk the fuck out of his ability. His reform ability is bullshit. And he's gonna milk the fuck out of it. Like, who wouldn't? I'm basically immortal and I could control concrete. Spam clones. Like, that's basically what he's doing. And since Izuku, like, could basically, like, find and buy a lot of concrete, it's not that difficult. At all. So the 2 weeks end up passing. Like, the mail ends up going into Izuku's mailbox, which he does go outside, get it, realize, haha, the entire thing about you got first place. This will self-destruct in 3, and then Izuku just fucking smashes it. Just like, and nope. Izuku's not having that shit. He doesn't know. He then proceeds to get a small duster, puts that shit in like a trash can. And since he doesn't really need to eat, like he doesn't have much trash other than like, fuck no, he just flat out wouldn't. Izuku, like, doing the stuff that he is doing is kind of busted. It's fucking insane. But all in all, Izuku is just kind of living the life. So he does end up going out, getting a uniform, realizing that, hey, this was specially made for his side. God damn it. But, yeah, Izuku ended up getting, like, a custom-made uniform from UA. Way that would actually fit him. So, on the day of him needing to go to UA, he goes in. They had to make the door even fucking bigger. But, yeah. Izuku, like, enters in the classroom. He's the first one there. Like, he was there faster than Momo and them, which is kind of surprising. Because Izuku just kind of, like, looked at his big-ass seat, kind of, like, in the front, nearest to the door. He just kind of walked over and sat. And to be honest, he just kind of, like, turned off, almost. He just kind of stopped moving. Just, like, staring at the ceiling. Like, dead ass, back arched, just like, if he had something to hold up his back, he would like, you see, if he were somewhere else and like knew that, hey, this was okay, he would have like used his quirk and fucking like brought up a small cement pillar just to hold his neck up. But in all reality, Izuku's just like shutting down and just like, he's just kind of just staring at the ceiling. Like, he doesn't know what the word uncomfortable means or what it feels like, so it's like, huh, neat. Just like, why do you make chairs like this? I have no idea. So he waits. People do eventually come in to see Izuku, well, Brick, in this weird state. Right? Izuku, who in all reality is just chilling. He's not really doing much. He's just there. So, I'm gonna say when Katsuki gets in, and Ida and Bakugo begin having their little fucking lovers spat, Izuku, like, looks towards them, stands up, which, like, he does surprisingly quietly, walks up behind both of them, grabs Katsuki by, like, his temples with, like, his hand, just picks him up, sets him down, and looks at both of them. Be quiet. Quiet. He looks at Ida. He's not going to follow your order, Soja. Let's believe it. It's like trying to tell a dog to speak English. It's never going to happen. So just leave it. Katsuki starts trying to talk shit to Izuku, and then Izuku just turns around very fucking slowly and just makes a fist. That fist is the size of his torso. Because, well, actually, no, it'd be the size of his head. That's too big. Size of his head. And he just says, my fist, the literal size and damn near the dimension of your head. It doesn't matter how many explosions you could do. If I hit you once, I will send you to the emergency room. With your rib cage shattered and fragments of it in your lungs. Sit down and be quiet. Now, when Izuku, like, gets angry, I'm gonna say his eyes start to glow red significantly more. God, I wish I had, like, the oversaturated meme format picture of this man. Just, like, red eyes, cloaker noise in the fucking background. It would be glorious. But, that's sadly not how we're gonna do things at the moment. But, yeah. After that, Izuku just kind of walks back over to his seat, sits down, and instead of backwards going forward this time and sitting, well, basically leaning the side of his head on his hands, kind of just sitting there. Unblinking, unmoving, like an actual statue. Katsuki, like I said, didn't really say anything. He just kind of sat back down, put his feet back on the desk. He was about to say something, remembered what he said, just sat down. Uraraka, like, enters the room as Izuku sat. So, she sees him, kind of walks up to him, kind of timid, and tells him thank you. He says, no problem. Problem, it is fine. Basically, like, the minimal that you could say. And like, there's like a really, like, not awkward, but like interesting conversation that would like almost break out before like Aizawa were to like sit up and say, hey, the usual, you're not here to make friends. You're here to become heroes. Put these on. Just basically tosses fucking Izuku's big ass thing of clothes over towards him. Izuku, like, catches it and looks at Aizawa. Aizawa says to go down to the training yard, and as Izuku, who, Brick stands, and he just begins to walk away. It's like he didn't even know orientation was a thing, because he didn't. And as he walks out of the room, people are like, what about orientation? So he never learned what the fuck orientation was. So he was just like, why are you asking? Why can't you be like him? I'm not, oh my god. Go to the training ground, or I get to expel you. And he just leaves. Now, Izuku's like pretty far down the hallway already. And then he thinks, like, he looks out of an open window, looks down, thinks, and he's like, too much noise. And Aizawa was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I was thinking about jumping down. Would interrupt other classes. And just, like, continues walking. Aizawa, like, realizes, this awkwardly reminds him of him. Him, like, kinda. Just more emotional. Somehow. Granted, Izuku does have emotion, but, like, they don't show much. Like I said, he has a literal stone face. He can't really... Well, he can, it just takes more effort. That, and he's really fucking awkward when it comes to people. He's just like, he tries his damnedest not to talk. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. We're gonna, as usual, do the ball throw last. Right, we're gonna start with the endurance test that Aizawa had them do. Now, he's curious on what the fuck Izuku could do. So, like, in all reality, Izuku keeps up a full-fledged sprint. And it sounds like fucking thunder. It's not even a fucking exaggeration. When he runs, it actually sounds like a behemoth charging. So, when it comes down to Izuku, it's at like 40 minutes, almost an hour, and Izuku's still fucking going. And he shows zero fucking signs of being tired. And he's like, people are just fucking confused because, like I said, Izuku doesn't have stamina. He just could go. That's all he needs is like a body, and he's ready to fucking haul ass at any given moment. So when it comes down to like everything, Izuku is just, really, really, really fucking, like, he somehow, like, Aizawa's patience gets thin after he hits, like, the second hour of him doing this. And, like, he was having other people do tests in the background, but All Might has been fucking standing there watching him for 2 hours run a fucking marathon, basically, by himself. And All Might's just like, what in the fuck? Fuck, this is strange. So, Izuku is, really, 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 like, weird. And, like, when the grip strength thing comes up, Izuku just, like, says, like, flat out, what if I break it? And Aizawa's like, you're not gonna break it. He's like, okay, and he grabs it. Like, there is no, like, momentary struggle. Izuku just fucking crushes it. He breaks it. Which, granted, like, All Might could put dents in them. He fucking annihilated it. And, like, the last recorded, like, amount was, like, damn near, I don't want to give a number because I'm bad at math, and, like, I don't know, like, Fantasy Metal's crushing point times 1,000. It's just bullshit. And Izuku kind of just doing his own thing, right? The shower scene, well, not the shower scene, fuck, wrong one. Hold up. Jesus. Yeah, no, the locker room scene would have gone different. Because when Mineta said, hey, there's a hole, the hole immediately gets patched. Hatched by Izuku. Ooh, and he's like, does the entire what the fuck man thing, and he's like, I mean, I don't think that's okay. Yeah, I'm like positive that's not right, okay to do. And like Kirishima, like, idolizes like Izuku's best friend other than like the amount of people that he does still come and like talk to from his days at the orphanage, because you got to keep those people close to you. They're basically family. But yeah, no, like, the speed portion he's not great at, but he's not terrible. He's like 2 times average human speed, which isn't that bad. for a quirked society. And, like, every time he, well, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm gonna do the punch test that I've seen some people do. So, in this one, Izuku doesn't know how to fight, like at all. He's just going off of brute strength shit. So, he just levies a fucking punch at it. Now, Aizawa was like, the fuck was that? And like, as soon as it hits the punching bag, the shit tears open and is just fucking like iron sand on the floor. And Aizawa and everyone in like Small Might around the corner just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? So, yeah, no, Izuku kinda just big ass golem. Let me beat that ass. It's just a level of whoop your ass that no one could handle at the moment. Ooh. Hey. Chase. Grant. Welcome to the channel. Anyway. Hey. Back to it. Yeah, no, when it comes down... Oh, fuck. Okay. When it comes down to Izuku and the ball throw, this is the thing that confuses people. Now, Izuku gets farther than Katsuki. He gets the highest there other than infinity. The long jump, he's fairly good at it. You know what I mean? He's pretty good with the long jump. He's not like Hulk level, but he has decent hops for the amount of weight that he has on him. So yeah, it's pretty fucking good. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna end it. Have a nice day, all of you. And yeah, I'm gonna probably edit this while I watch YouTube videos on my Xbox. And to all of you, this is kind of a weird-ish batch of what-ifs that I made. Like for some, like I started I'm rewatching the Teen Titans again, just to like see, what kind of weird shit can I just find? But yeah, have a nice day. Bye-bye.